So we're 2 weeks into the NBA season, and one thing that has become abundantly clear is that the Donovan Mitchell trade has worked out for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he was just exactly what the Cavs needed, because that was a problem in the 2 play-in games the Cavs played last year where teams would trap Darius Garland and they had no credible outlet to throw the ball to on the perimeter, and it was really up to Garland to do all of the heavy lifting on offense. And the Donovan Mitchell trade we all knew it would solve those issues, but I don't think a lot of people anticipated that it would work this fast. I mean, Mitchell already looks like he's been with the Cavaliers for years, as opposed to, 7, 8 games into the season now. Donovan Mitchell has averaged well over 30, is averaging over 7 assists, which is the biggest thing that is stuck out, is that his playmaking has taken a noticeable jump so far, at least this season, compared to his time in Utah. And another thing Donovan Mitchell has added to this Cavaliers team is high volume three-point shooting. The Cavaliers were one of the least frequent teams shooting threes in the NBA last year. I believe they were 19th per cleaning the glass, but adding someone like Donovan Mitchell, who is a dynamic scorer but also a high volume three-point shooter, whether it's off the dribble or his high accuracy shooting off the catch, he's added that to the Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers are now 10th in three-point frequency. Donovan Mitchell has just added a new dimension for the Cleveland Cavaliers that they really didn't have before. And all of this, by the way, forget to mention, Darius Garland has played only 4 minutes this season because, of course, he got poked in the eye on opening night, and that's just one that sucks, obviously. But I do feel like Garland's absence has allowed Mitchell to settle in even a little bit more, and he seems very comfortable. Look, they're both going to be sharing the ball, but Garland isn't the high volume scorer that Mitchell is. He is a very elite passer, a really good scorer, and a really elite shooter. And I feel like, because there's that question of, how is Garland going to adjust with Mitchell off to a great start? I don't think there really needs to be much adjusting. Garland's still going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to be a chief distributor in the offense. He's going to be playing off the ball. He's going to be playing on the ball. Same with Mitchell, too. If preseason was any indicator, I don't think there's going to be any problems in terms of fitting together or finding the nice happy medium between the two guards. They're just going to play off of each other, and it's going to be natural for them because they can both do a lot of things with the ball naturally. And if one is off that night, the other will go off, and if they're both rolling, then they're just going to use their gravity to just really confuse defenses. Mitchell has also helped out Evan Mobley a little bit too. His efficiency has jumped up. I'm talking about Mobley's. He's shooting around 59% from the field this year, and just having someone like Mitchell who can break someone down off the dribble without needing a screen or anything like that just does wonders for a young team like the Cavaliers. By the way, the Cavaliers are 5th in offensive rating per cleaning the glass, and they're also 2nd in defense, so they haven't lost any of their defensive integrity, because that was the worry. How are you going to pair 2 small guards, one of which in Mitchell displayed some of the worst defensive chops you will ever see in a guard last season? And of course, Darius Garland, who, he can compete, but he's small, and the Cavs have answered all those questions so far. There is the question of who is going to start and finish in lineups at the small forward spot, and they tried Isaac Okoro for the first few games of the season, but he's had some really bad offensive stinkers to start the year. Really played well against the Knicks, defensively at least. But it seems like Dean Wade is going to be the starter, and that's somebody who I thought probably should have gotten that starting role, especially with Okoro still looking like he's taking a little bit to come along offensively. Dean Wade is just a solid defender, a really good shooter, and he's not just like a meme. He's a two-way guy who made his way up the roster and started a few games for the Cavs last year, especially after Lauri Markkanen went down early in the season last year, and now it looks like he's going to be playing a pivotal role as a starting small forward again. And it's going to be interesting to see if he keeps that starting spot, or when Darius Garland comes back, is Karis LeVert going to take the small forward spot? I would probably just keep Dean Wade in the small forward position, and obviously, when Garland comes back, it'll be Mitchell, Garland, Wade, Mobley, and Jarrett Allen, and Karis LeVert can come off the bench. But with the way the Cavs are playing, with Donovan Mitchell now in the fold and looking really comfortable as the lead guy on offense, and Darius Garland's not even back yet, the sky is the limit for the Cavs. I was high on the Cavs going into this year, and if you see in my community tab on the Sly Hooper channel, I did my preseason Eastern Conference rankings. I have the Cavs 4th in the East, above the Heat, above the Nets, because I was so high on them last year. Then injuries just hit them like a Mack truck, and now they have solved their problem of what to do when defenses decide to trap Darius Garland. Well, now you're going to outlet it to Donovan Mitchell, who will then have a trickle-down effect to the other guys like Mobley, Jarrett Allen on lobs, Dean Wade in the corner for 3, and then coming off the bench, the Cavs have all types of options. Kevin Love has looked like he's retained his 6th Man of the Year candidate form so far this year. Isaac Okoro can still provide a lot defensively, I believe. And then, when everybody's fully healthy, you have Karis LeVert coming off the bench. That's a solid top 8 for the Cavs. Then you don't even mention, Cedi Osman had a really good year shooting the ball last year. And so far this season, he's at least shooting 37% from 3, but he's averaging 11.5 points coming off of the bench. The Cavs have a lot of options with the way Mitchell is fitting in with the Cavs right now. And if you think about it, the Big Four hasn't really played together yet this season. The fact that they're top 5 in offense and defense is really impressive. They're 5-1 on the year, and they haven't even scratched the surface of how good they can be. I would say watch out Eastern Conference, because the Cavaliers haven't even hit their final form, and it looks like they are still ascending. And so far in the young NBA season, if you had to do a first 10 games MVP ranking, Donovan Mitchell would have to be on the list.